Imagine winning the biggest war of your life, only to regret it forever. Imagine standing on a battlefield surrounded by thousands of dead soldiers, crying families, and destroyed villages. You have conquered the enemy, but instead of celebrating, you feel guilt, sorrow, and shame. This is exactly what happened to Emperor Ashoka after the famous Kalinga War. A war fought on the soil of present day Odisha that changed not only the life of Ashoka but also the future of India and much of Asia. What makes Kalinga so special? Why did Ashoka risk everything to conquer it? And how did one battle transform a ruthless emperor into a messenger of peace? Let's uncover the untold history of Kalinga, the empire that changed Ashoka forever. Before Odisha became known by its present name, much of his region was called Kalinga. More than 2000 years ago, Kalinga was one of the most powerful kingdoms in ancient India. It was famous for its brave warriors, successful traders, and independent spirit. Unlike many kingdoms that were absorbed into larger empires, Kalinga remained free and prosperous. Its peoples were skilled sailors who crossed the Bay of Bengal and established trade relations with distant lands. Its ports connected with Southeast Asia, bringing wealth and influence to the kingdom. At a time when powerful rulers were expanding the territories, Kalinga stood proudly on its own. And that independence would eventually bring it into conflict with the mighty Mauryan Empire. Main story comes Kalinga occupied a strategic location along India's eastern coastline. Its fertile lands supported agriculture, while its coastal position allowed it to become a major center of maritime trade. Ancient merchants from Kalinga traveled to regions that are today known as Indonesia, Thailand, Myanmar, and Sri Lanka. They exported textiles, spices, ivory, precious stones, and various other goods. Because of this trade, Kalinga became wealthy and influential. But wealth alone did not define Kalinga. The kingdom was also known for its military strength. Its rulers maintained a strong army capable of defending the kingdom from foreign invaders. The people of Kalinga were known for their courage and determination. They valued the freedom and will to fight to protect it. As Kalinga flourished, another power was rising in northern India, the Mauryan Empire, founded by Chandragupta Maurya and later ruled by his grandson Ashoka. The Mauryan Empire became one of the largest empires in Indian history. One by one, neighboring kingdoms came under Mauryan control. There was one important kingdom that remained independent, Kalinga. Now, the main story, part two. When Ashoka became emperor, he was determined to strengthen and expand his empire. Most of the Indian subcontinent was already under Mauryan rule. However, Kalinga stood as a symbol of resistance. Its location was strategically important. Control over Kalinga would give the Mauryan access to valuable trade routes and strengthen influence along the eastern coast. Ashoka understood the conquering Kalinga would further solidify his power, but he also knew that it would not be easy. Kalinga's people had a reputation for bravery. Its warriors were prepared to defend the homeland at all costs. Despite the risk, Ashoka decided to launch a military campaign. Around 261 BCE, the Mauryan army marched toward Kalinga. What followed would become one of the most significant battles in world history. The Kalinga War was unlike many other conflicts of its times. People of Kalinga fought fiercely against the invading Mauryan forces. Soldiers, villagers, and ordinary citizens joined the resistance. The battle was intense and devastating. Historical records suggest the fighting caused enormous destruction. According to Ashoka's own inscriptions, more than 100,000 people were killed. Thousands more were injured. Many families lost loved ones. Entire communities were uprooted. The once thriving kingdom was left devastated. Eventually, the Mauryan Empire emerged victorious. Ashoka had achieved what he wanted. Kalinga was conquered. But something unexpected happened. Instead of celebrating his victory, Ashoka was deeply disturbed by what he saw. As he walked across the battlefield, he witnessed scenes of unimaginable suffering. Bodies covered the ground, families torn at it, children were left without parents. The cost of victory suddenly became clear, and that realization changed everything. The Kalinga War became a turning point in Ashoka's life. The emperor, who had spent years expanding his empire, began questioning the value of conquest. He realized that no amount of territory could justify this immense suffering. Perhaps the first time Asoka truly understood the cost of human war, filled with remorse, he gradually turned down the teaching of turned toward the teaching of Buddhism, the principle of compassion, nonviolence, kindness, and respect for life deeply influenced him. Asoka decided that future victories would not be achieved through warfare. Instead, he promoted peace, morality, and good governance, introduced policies focused on public welfare. Hospitals were built, roads improved, trees were planted for travelers, wells were constructed, religious tolerance was encouraged. Asoka also sent Buddhist missionaries to different parts of Asia. Because of these efforts, Buddhism spread far beyond India. Countries such as Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Thailand, many others felt the influence of Asoka's mission. All of this can be traced back to one battlefield, the battlefield of Kalinga. Here are some fascinating facts about Kalinga and the war that changed history. Fact number one. The Kalinga War is one of the few ancient battles where the winning ruler often expressed regret for his victory. Fact number two. The famous Ashokan rock edicts provide direct evidence for Soka remorse after the war. Fact number three, the Dhauli Hills near Bhubaneswar are believed to be closely associated with the Kalinga War. Today, visitors can see a Sokan inscription carved into stone there. Fact number four, ancient Kalinga had strong maritime connection with Southeast Asia long before modern international trade route existed. Fact number five, many historians believe that without the Kalinga War, Buddhism might never have spread across Asia or in such a large scale. One battle changed the destiny of millions of people. The story of Kalinga is more than the story of a war. It is a story of courage, sacrifice, and transformation. People of Kalinga fought bravely to protect their freedom. Although they lost the battle, the resistance left a lasting impact on history. Most important, Kalinga transformed Emperor Ashoka from a conqueror into a symbol of peace. Its legacy continues to live on Odisha culture, history, and traditions. More than 2000 years later, the lessons of Kalinga still remind us that true greatness is not found in conquering others, but in understanding the value of humanity. To enjoy this journey into Odisha's incredible past, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating stories from the history, culture, and hidden wonders of Odisha. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.